As you know, I've started going to the local library and finding some books. And just this morning I finished, this is Harry, A History by Melissa Anelli, and she was one of the people to help run the Leaky Cauldron fan website, and what she did is she went on to write this book recounting the beginning of the Harry Potter fandom, at least where she began, and up to the release night of Deathly Hallows, and a little afterwards, because she did have another interview with J.K. Rowling after the release. And this book sort of covers a lot of different bits and pieces. It looks at how Melissa herself got into Harry Potter, which was about the third book. Had been out at that point in time, but it looks at the history of the actual book's release. So what companies were involved, the people at the companies that really had some faith in Harry Potter, beginning of the internet age of Harry Potter, the beginnings of Wizard Rock, and looks at some of the history of reasons people have wanted it banned, the movie releases, and the book releases. All the way up to Deathly Hallows, which at this point in time I thought I could read something like this, which is background and sort of history of the fandom and the phenomenon, without crying. This morning I found out I was wrong, simply because it ended up covering the release of Deathly Hallows and how it feels to be at the end of something that's been a part of you for so long. And when I read that, I couldn't help but feel validated in what I'm feeling right now, with the end of our school career as a group of us, and trying, sort of floundering where to go next. And it made me remember how much Harry Potter sort of helped me through a lot of really rough times in my life. I was never one who was going to the releases or dressing up to see the movies, and in a way I wish I had been, but I wasn't. I never ended up reading Deathly Hallows until the summer after our first year in university, because it had been spoiled for me. And I also think, in a way, I didn't want the series to end. But I have reread that entire series every summer now, and I realized that it's still going to be something that I'm going back to. Especially in hard times. Because I've grown, but I've found that in that growth I can still relate to Harry Potter and his friends and everything he ends up going through. So what I've decided, partially with the help of this and partially with Caroline's encouragement, is what they actually spoke about was, with the release of the Order of the Phoenix, they had 13 people altogether in one house. And they realized, they had all gone to the midnight release, they had all pre-ordered the books, so they were guaranteed copies. But they realized that they were all of different reading speeds. So what they did is 13 people in one house reading Order of the Phoenix. They set up a confessional room with a video camera. And basically what it was for is, any point in time that someone really needed to vent or rant or respond outwardly before everybody else was done reading, could go into this confessional room, turn on the camera, basically tell the camera everything that they were feeling in that moment, turn it off, go out and continue reading. And once everyone had then finished reading, what they could do was watch all of those moments and discuss them further from there. And again, this was something that, having missed out on that sort of peak wave of the phenomenon, that I sort of missed being able to have. And Caroline pointed this out to me, that this is a project that I could do, because, yeah, I'm going to be rereading Harry Potter this summer, but I'm going to be reading it from a perspective of someone with a BA. So as you can see by the title, so what I basically plan to do is to create a series of videos as I am rereading the entire Harry Potter series, and just talking about what I've noticed now, or how things sort of click in for me, or the illusions I'm seeing now that I am graduated from my BA. Now, this isn't to say, of course, that these are going to be like mind-blowing things that you need a BA to notice. These are just things that I happen to be seeing at this stage of my life in comparison perhaps to earlier stages. If you're interested, you're welcome to join with me and just take a look at Harry Potter from a different perspective while still enjoying it and experiencing it. It's true that Hogwarts is always there to welcome me home. And I think right now I really need that.